That slutty girl from Freddy vs. Jason has gone and done a movie. What? A chick flick? A love drama? I think Freddy and Jason have competition. Hey, I'm Jeffrey and welcome to my review for American Mary, a low-budget horror movie that's recently just come out in UK stores. I've really recently just finished watching it, and I want to talk about this movie. This is a kind of sick, this is violent, this is a thriller, this is a drama, this is a revenge movie, this is all sorts of different genres put into one type thing.
Like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
And it's just very interesting and does something a little different, I would say, to the horror genre in a sense. It's a very unusual movie that I want to talk about. Let's talk about American Mary. So for American Mary follows a girl named Mary that is a medical student that wants to be a surgeon. She's passionate about the field she really wants to be in. She's practicing at home, she knows her stuff, and she finds herself broke, as she does, and a young attractive woman, like her, is broke. What do? They go to stripper places and they start to, do sleazy things just to try and make ends meet in a sense. Goes from there and goes into very dark territory and goes into very kind of sadistic kind of, the world of surgery and, body morphing and just, lots of creepy stuff basically in a sense. And it turns into a bit of a revenge movie later on as certain things start to happen to this character. As we start to go along this journey, she starts to become darker and darker and darker, and she starts to get more nutter and crazier and type stuff. And that's basically the plot point of the movie without giving away too much, because there was a lot of good twists and turns in this movie that actually does happen, which is actually interesting. Wasn't expecting it. Now, what did I think of the movie? What did I think of the storyline? I actually really enjoyed this movie, and it's definitely right up my street. This is a very sick, sadistic type of thriller, revenge movie, and it's definitely up my street. I definitely love these type of movies now and again, especially if they're done right. Now, it doesn't, go show off about the gore, it doesn't show off about the surgery and the violence. To be perfectly honest, I think Martyrs and a few other movies, like even the Saw movies, I think personally are more violent than this movie. This is just more of a character building movie. Basically, from the start of the movie to the end, she's a completely different person, and you see the transformation within her character and who she is and what she does within the movie is quite shocking, and it's surprising how a character can go so far. But you can understand the reasons for that, and especially things that happen to her and things that take a point in her life. It's very interesting, and I actually start to like her character at the start of the movie. She's just a kind of relatable kind of, I suppose, student in a sense, but she's gets a bit too passionate, I suppose, and she goes a bit nuts in a certain way. But as you can see from the poster of the movie, of course, which is just you look at the poster and thinking, oh my god, but it is not like that, to be perfectly honest. What I like about this movie is the storyline and what it does different to slightly other movies. Now, the storyline I felt was actually really, really done. I felt that it's mainly point of view character. This is from her point of view. This is done by her, kind of how she kind of sees life in a sense, and how she kind of goes from the start of the movie from a medical student to later on, without giving away too much. The storyline I felt was really well done. I felt it was kind of linked in beautifully together, and the characters were kind of weird and interesting, and you kind of sort of like them and stuff, and it was done quite well, and the creepiness of it was just done right, just on the right level in a sense. The director or directors are the weird creepy twins we're going to see in the movie. Basically, there's two twins in the movie that are just very, very weird, and they kind of want some sort of surgery, weird alteration kind of bullshit within each other kind of thing. Basically, they're the directors of the movie. I did not know this until after watching the movie. That is weird. Their first major project together, their first kind of major, script. They wrote this movie and they directed this movie, and I think they did a pretty good job in, giving an interesting character for the audience to focus on, and you can kind of go through what she goes through in a sense. And of course, Mary wants to be a surgeon, and that's the main point of the movie. That's what it focuses on. And as she goes to that kind of really sleazy kind of stripper joint, the character named Billy offers her $5,000 to basically fix up this guy that's been tortured. He's got like a slit kind of up to the throat type thing, and basically she has to think fast and obviously do her up, and she makes very easy money really fast.
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
people start to get wind of her skills and what she's like and as a surgeon in a sense, and she starts to do weird kind of, you know, body morphing and stuff. Basically, there's one scene where this woman wants basically her nipples, and you know. Now, the main actress in this movie is absolutely fantastic. I thought her performance was really interesting. As a character, really interesting job in making that transfer throughout the scenes and stuff, and how she plays out and stuff. It's really well done, and I really like her character. She's, you know, comes a bit of a horror, you know, standpoint, and I suppose in terms of a presence that you do not want to fuck with, in a sense. You know, she becomes a person which in the movie which you do not want to mess with, in a sense, because she will literally slice you up into a million pieces. She's like a little bag, like Dexter, in a sense. It's like a little, you know, like a little surgeon, you know, and equipment and stuff, little scalpels and all type of stuff, and she will kill you, and she will do it very, very nastily. There's a couple of good twists and turns in the movie which I didn't see coming, and a couple of little shocks, and you know, it's done quite well. I think the acting from her character point of view is actually fantastic. There's no really other characters that I can remember. There's a character named Billy, which is basically this sleazy kind of strip joint guy, and he becomes a bit of in love with her in a sense because, you know, of who she is, and he respects her in a sense. The acting is about average for about the rest of the cast. You know, there's a creepy little girl, I think named Isabella or something, that has a weird, you know, surgery type face, and she's like me. One was a really kind of, you know, 50s, 60s type girl that has that kind of really 60s American accent in the sense. He's an interesting character. In terms of violence, I think I've seen much, much worse. If you've seen Hostel or any of the Saw movies, you've probably much seen worse than this movie. Even though this movie has, you know, based upon a surgeon that wants to be a surgeon and does surgery type based stuff, cool old school type horror effects. There's a scene where basically she's taking revenge on this character, and she's describing everything she's about to do to this person. She has the scalpels ready, and she's describing everything she's going to do. And then as she's about to do it, it basically cuts away. And it's really well done. It's very, very effective because you get a mental image in your mind of what the scene was about to happen, what she was about to do, for God's sake. And it becomes more scary in your head, it becomes more sick in your head because you're starting to imagine what's about to happen. And they don't actually show it in some of the scenes anyway. They leave it up to your imagination in some bits. It's not about the violence, it's not about the gore, because gore doesn't make good horror. Gore doesn't make, you know, make it scary, basically. It's that kind of presence, it's that kind of nature of that character on the screen that makes you believe that she is hardcore, she's going to do it, and she's going to kill you in a sense. And that's what I like. It reminds me of The Hitcher, the original Hitcher. That was a scary film in my opinion. That was really intense, that was really gripping, and I love that kind of nutter character. That's the same within this movie. You know, it doesn't go violence, it doesn't go for like, you know, we can do this, we can do that. It wants that presence, it wants that character development from the start of the movie to the end of the movie, and you go for that journey, and that's what I liked about the movie. I thought it was really well done. This movie is definitely not going to be for everyone. This is going to be for very restricted audiences. Basically, true horror fans will really like this movie, and people about like, you know, really interesting kind of presence, really nasty, interesting kind of gripping characters. You probably like this movie for sure. It's a good, nice drama thriller with horror themes into it, kind of thing. So it's not for everyone, but I recommend it if you like basically Martyrs, if you like the Loved Ones, if you like these really low independent indie type horror movies, then go and check it out. It's a really good movie, so go and check it out. So I'm going to give American Mary a hit or a miss. That's been my review for American Mary. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Have you seen American Mary? What did you think of the movie? Do you think it was sick? Do you think it was violent? Do you think it was a bit terrible? I don't know. Comment down below to know your opinions. And what is your favourite indie horror movie? One of my favourites is The Loved Ones and Martyrs. What is your favourite horror movie? Love to know your opinions. So meantime, Andrew for today. Something out.